Good evening, good evening. Welcome to my channel, my secondary channel, number one grind of real talk. This is yours. This is yours truly, the number one grinder. We got a good one for y'all. The underrated MMA sports talk number 36. We got my man George Rage up in the piece, and let me hit you up with this short intro. We be right back. Yes, right back.
Sometimes people don't know how much hard work you put in. But when it comes time to battle, you must think about each and every day that you put that hard work in.
What happened? Why don't you play anymore?
Brian Banks was 16 years old when he was accused of a crime he did not commit.
Hello, what's going on? What's going on? We got this MMA going. We're gonna introduce the one and only George Page. What's going on? Good evening, good evening. Welcome. Hello? Hello?
Hello, we good?
Hello? Yeah, I'm
Hello?
good.
Yeah, okay. I've had issues. I had another pair of headphones. I got my better ones. But anyway, good evening, folks. This is me all the way George Page, aka the Emperor of Body Talk, aka the Emperor of WME Talk, better known as also as the Perfect Sage and also as the Joker.
There you go. There you go. Hi, good evening. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm a
Hmm.
little tired, but I'm okay. I'm okay.
Well, we won't make it too long, so you get yourself some rest.
Nah, 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 nah. I mean, no. I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna talk about it. It's been like almost a while that we haven't talked MMA, so let's get into it.
Well, this weekend Bellator had double events. They had an event on Friday where the main event was Judah Velasquez, who was the 125 champion, versus Liz Carmouche, who has been a two-time um, you know title contender back in UFC. Liz fought Ronda Rousey for the title for 135, and she fought Valentina for the 125 title. Also, she is a former United States Marine officer. Thank you to her service. And also, she started out with Strike Force. Strike Force was one of the few companies that had both women and men competing. And then when that company folded in, a lot of competitors who later on moved on to UFC. And also you had Chris Cyborg, who is probably the most dominant woman in the planet. Just she had an event. It was that last night, and she fought against Arlene Blanco for the second time. Arlene Engelfitz Blanco has fought for the women's featherweight title for at least three. This is her fourth time fighting for the title in her career. She fought Julia Budd twice, and this is the second time she's fighting Cyborg.
Mm-hmm.
Also, Bellator was having also an upcoming bantamweight tournament. They had a couple of fights where like Friday they had a couple of fights where a couple of guys had fight to get onto their wild cards. They had to fight to get into the tournament, and one of the fights last night, was part of the tournament. One of the guys became the interim bantamweight title at Bellator.
Got you. There will guess who's here.
Well, Tony, late to the scene of the crime.
What's going
Good
on?
afternoon, guys.
Welcome,
How you guys
fam.
doing?
Hey,
I'm
how you
all
doing? How
right.
you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm here just chilling. Seems like George Place had a problem with his microphone. I heard you. You was fighting with your microphone?
No, I figured I got one of my old headset, and then it just was in and out, so I got one of my better ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You was fighting with your microphone.
Hey, we
Anyways,
got
how
a
you
problem.
brothers doing?
Everybody's
Okay,
fine. Yeah.
that's good. So, what's your take this past MMA this week? Brother S.A. got you.
Well, like I said, George Place was talking about Bellator, and I'll tell you
Mm-hmm.
guys too. So, I actually came home late yesterday because I was in Boston. So I didn't get home until at least like 9 o'clock, but I managed to catch some of the fights on the UFC card, and I managed to see the highlight from the Bellator card. Like I said, I'm gonna let George chime in on some of the fights that he was talking about Bellator. You know,
Because I know,
Okay.
with Bellator they have their fights. They have the prelims on YouTube. So I missed the prelims Friday because I think I had to go pick up a friend of mine from work, and I missed the prelims on Friday. I did catch the because they show their fights on Showtime, so I have to pay Dana White no money to stream to watch his movies, and watch his stuff on what's the face. So when I and those pretty good fights on there. Some fights were a little bit long in the tooth. They could have just ended, and it was I think Bellator they did all right. They just really need to work on a few things. It's a good promotion. They are it's people keep calling it's the retirement ground for fighters, but you know what, a lot of it's a great place for fighters who want to open and expand it for themselves. As Bellator offers opportunities for fighters like like this. Is UFC fighters can't go any place else. They're stuck. They're stuck there.
Mm-hmm.
Bellator fighters can go and they can go other promotions like Ryzen. Some fighters have fought, even boxing. They can, Scott Coker gives them an opportunity to, do whatever they feel like they need to, because Bellator doesn't have the deeper pockets compared to UFC. People go to UFC, as Coach said, just to get that, name. But the fact is, it does give more opportunities for, fighters than most any organization right now. But they had two events over the weekend, and they were in Hawaii. They had UFC 278 and 279 in Hawaii, and they've been to Hawaii before. I think UFC never been to Hawaii. I think Bellator may do a little bit more global traveling compared to the UFC. And I know
Mm-hmm.
Coach, they do the one thing Mohican Sun, but what that does, that saves money on travel because UFC does a lot of travel. Bellator does travel too, but ever since the pandemic, UFC has been doing a lot of their fight nights, like this fight night they had with Andrade and Lemos. They've been doing that mostly. Some of the not the more bigger fight nights they'll have them mostly in Vegas ever since the pandemic.
That's what's up. That's
Yeah,
what's up.
I was waiting for a rebuttal.
Yeah, I let brother Gotcha get in.
Hmm.
Like I said, when I came home yesterday, I managed to catch some of the fights on the UFC card. I saw the what was it? I managed to catch the main event between Amanda Nemos and Jessica Andrade. And in my opinion, I thought Lemos was gonna stop Jessica Andrade, but uh, Jessica Andrade, she once again proved that why you can never count her out because she's always, pulled through. And then, like I said last night, she pulled off, which was one of the first standing triangle hold in the UFC. And like I said, he ended up submitting Amanda Lemos. And I believe Jessica Andrade said that the strawweight division is her division. That's still laughable because we all know whose division that really is. That's Doug Rose division. Like I said, she is the queen of that division. Um, but what was the uh, else I saw? I saw like I said, I saw the highlight of the Bellator card. Like I said, Chris Cyber looked pretty good. I saw the highlight. Liz Carmouche became champion. Salute to Liz Carmouche. She's been in the game for a hell of a long time. It's great to see her become champion. And once again, like I said, Chris Cyborg once again proved that why she is the greatest female fighter of the year. Like I said, every promotion that she steps into, she has defended her belt. Well, not saying she defended her belt, but she won a belt in every major promotion that she's been into. And like I said, I believe that is her fourth title defense, George. She beat
Hmm.
Marilyn Branco.
Yeah, because she took the title away from Julia Budd, so she already had 5 fights. This was her fourth title bid because Blanco was her first title defense. Then she fought Lisa Leslie Smith. Then she fought Sinead Kavanaugh, and then she fought Blanco again. So that's her fourth title defense within I think about 2 years, nearly 3 years.
Yeah, like I said, Cyborg once again proved that why she is the goat of women's MMA. I know that a lot of people say Amanda is, but like I said, Amanda has not accomplished what Chris Cyborg did. Because like I said, Chris Cyborg has accomplished every belt that she's been in promotion, and then like I said, no female has ever done that. Yes,
Hmm.
I understand. I know that Amanda is the first woman to win 2 belts, but like I say, Chris Cyborg's accomplishment is more than Amanda Nunes, even though I am a Amanda Nunes fan. But like I said, man, Chris Cyborg proves that he's a living legend in the women's division. And
Mm-hmm.
I know that we didn't cover this last weekend because there was also was a Bellator card on last weekend with I forgot his damn name Corey Anderson and the guy because they was supposed to be crowned the champion for the Grand Prix, but the fight ended in a headbutt clash, and which was a no contest. Which, in my opinion, I'll say this though, I think that the champion was looking for a way out because um, Corey Anderson was on the verge of stopping him. You know what I mean? But like I said, I felt like the guy that he when Corey Anderson was going down to get positioned, their head splashing, and I thought he went into it so he could get a way out to retain the belt because he was on the verge of losing that fight, man. But yeah, man. Bellator, like I said, Bellator is putting on a couple cards, man. They put on a pretty good fight. Like I said, last weekend was just a bad weekend for me, but this weekend was pretty good. Seeing Liz Carmouche become champion and seeing Chris Cyborg, showing that why she is the most fierce woman in the women's division. And like I said, I just wish that Chris Cyborg could at least go back to the UFC and probably get that rematch with Amanda Nunes, but we know that's not going to happen because I heard Chris Cyborg said something about if she ever goes back to the UFC ain't gonna like try to like make a legit 145 division because like I said, he said that they'll probably pull somebody for 135. You know what I mean, just to come up to 145. And like I said, we know most of those females at 135 can't really like are not really like 140, not legitly 145. You know what I mean? So Cyborg has been iffy about it, but I heard her talking about in her post press conference. She said that she wants to do a super fight in boxing. Um, I mean, like I said, go for it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, when the opportunity's there, man, go make the money. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I don't know. I don't know who she's gonna do a super fight in boxing. I don't know. But like I say, hey, if the opportunity's there, you go ahead and take it. Because like I said, we only live once in this world, and you gotta make as much money as possible as you can. But like I said, like I said, I missed the prelims on the UFC card. Like I said, I managed to catch the main event, and like I said, Deshaun Josh submitted Amanda Lemos. Like I said, it was a good win for her. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I gotta say.
Yeah. So now that we all know that just Andrade is back at strawweight, who do you think they're going to put her against? If you think about it, she's want to climb back into title contention.
Well, I would say this though. I think um, because there's a fight coming up between Jan and Joanna too, so I think that she should get the winner. I said that don't give her. I said don't give her a title shot right away. I'll say like let her like get the winner of uh Jan and Joanna too, and then we just go from there. That's what the way I see it.
To me, I don't think so because Joanna, even though she's been out of the game for quite some time, she knows how to, because break down Jessica Andrade because they fought. She fought Jessica for the title uh, long ago, and she just pretty much just used her skill set just to dismantle Jessica Andrade. And we saw what happened, what Wally Zhang did to her. I don't know if that would be the same thing. It might be maybe go a little bit more the distance, but the thing with Jessica Andrade, she for a long time has fought like a bull in a china shop. And then when she
Yep.
fought against Wally Zhang, the china shop bit the bull. And some people think maybe she should fight either Michelle Watterson, because she's been ducking her for a long time. They've been protecting
Right.
her. Also, a possibility is Mackenzie Dern. To test how she does. I know, and if between the fight between Zhang and Joanna, I think they probably maybe they want to wait and see, and it might throw. You might wait and see if they might throw. Let's see who's going to climb up. They might do this. They might throw. If the winner of that fight, they might throw. Mackenzie Dern in there because they love Mackenzie Dern. So Mackenzie Dern, because she was like who won her last fight, that long ago. So
Uh-huh.
against Tisha Torres. Now because she lost that fight against Mario Rodriguez. Now we all know Marina Rodriguez is probably going to be the next counter contender after the fight between Rose and Carla Esparza. So
Yep.
that's a possibility. And so they would say they probably would say Marina versus Rose because I feel like Rose is going to beat Carla Esparza, and then like I say when that fight between Bradley and Joanna, that winner is going to probably have to face Mackenzie Dern.
And
You
I
know,
don't know about I don't know about Mackenzie Dern. She's just to me, she's kind of too sloppy. She's very too sloppy. That
yes, she is. Because she keeps dropping her head when she throws overhand. You don't drop your head. You keep your head forward so you can see that person because that person's gonna hit you with an uppercut if they're smart enough. You
Yeah.
know, and that's what they want to keep it for. Like with Michelle Waters, they keep her like eye candy, but they eventually get rid of the eye candy. You remember what they did to Paige Van Zant? You know, and they might even I think possibility they might try to put a fight between Lemos and Tisha Torres. So because they both took a loss, you know,
that'll be a
and
good fight though.
that'd be a pretty good fight. And then
Yeah.
also you still have who else is there's just a lot of things going on. Amanda Hebus is supposed to be fighting Caitlin Chikagian because she was supposed to fight Michelle Watterson, but Michelle Waterhead had got kind of injury, she had to step out. I think they possibly maybe want to push Amanda into the over to 125 because she had that loss against Maria Rodriguez last year. You know,
Yeah.
And then you know that it's always talking about, if you know your coach mentioned this, talk about Stipe Miocic versus John Jones. So the big question is, that fight really worth it?
Well, like I said, they was talking about an interim belt for that fight. So, um, in my opinion, John Jones, to me, I don't think he should be fighting for no interim belt. I mean, I think that John should at least get a fight in first. You know, like if you up the heavyweight. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because like going into an interim belt with Stipe, it's not that great. You know, especially John Jones has not fought in like almost like 2 years, and like I
Mhm.
say, he still ain't in his mindset. He still is not right there yet. You know what I mean? So, but like I said, I know this is a little bit off topic because um, if you guys heard, Tyson Fury stopped dealing white, and now Tyson Fury is looking to fight Francis Ngannou, and in boxing under MMA gloves. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I don't. To be honest, like I said, I'm not really like upset with what Francis is doing because it's kind of disrespectful. Like he's the champion, he's a champion of like he's a heavyweight champion, and the UFC is doing like fucking like interim title belt. You know what I mean? Because we all know that Dana White don't want to pay John Jones and Francis and Ngannou the big money. You know what I mean? And like I said, Francis, he doesn't want to make that 600,000 K anymore. He wants to make that, he wants to make that boxing money. You know what I mean? So, like I said, I have no problem with him doing what he has to do to make that big money, man. You know what I mean? And like I said once again, it's disrespectful how like the UFC keep doing interim title belts. Like, just pay the fucking man the money. Just pay John Jones and Francis Ngannou money. Even though I still think John Jones should at least still get a fight before he fights Francis. But like I said, just pay the fucking man the money, man. You know what I mean? But
You know what?
like I said, I have no problem with Francis, fighting Tyson Fury. But we all know the outcome. But it's possible that he could pull it off. Man. It's possible, but we'll see, man. But like I said, I have no problem with Francis doing what he got to do, man. To make his message. You know what I mean?
Mhm. So yeah, think about it. What happened when Dana White let Conor fight Mayweather, and Conor, because I think you remember, Mayweather don't fight nothing, especially a big fight, nothing less for 100 million, for like 100 million, and he keeps a good part of his money because that's Floyd Mayweather, and I think Conor got maybe 50 million out of it, if that much, and he has to give Dana White a cut, and then he still had a good amount of money compared to as an MMA fighter. His mindset, he sees that if any of these fighters get an opportunity to do something like that, they're gonna not want to fight. But the problem is, how the personality of Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is he's just out there. Some fighters will probably want to fight, but they want the opportunity. Like with Bellator, we talk about Bellator. We have, how we talk about, he saw Cyborg thinking about doing boxing. Also, Cyborg's friends with Thunder Rosa, the professional wrestler, the champion over at AAW. She even did a video with Thunder Rosa where they wrestled together, doing a little wrestle thing, and she pinned, and Thunder Rosa pinned Cyborg. She has the opportunity because why? Bellator gives those fighters opportunities. There's fighters that fight like they can fight over Ryzen, and then they can fight in other promotions. AEW is kind of like that too. Let other fighters allow to fight outside of the promotion. They fight in like small independent companies, like WWE. Remember, I just did a video talk about WWE where one of my favorite wrestlers, Roxy, she's over there. Gonna have to change her name, and but she's gonna be with WWE. But the fact is, those wrestlers are not allowed to option to wrestle like in these small independents every now and then. That's the way they make a little money and sell their merch. You know, but with UFC, there it's borderline. I'm not calling it slavery. It's indentured servitude. Indentured servitude is when you are working to pay off a debt. Back in the day, a lot of people, when slavery ended, there was a lot of people who still had to work for families because they came over from like Britain or Ireland or whatever country came from. They still had to work for those families to pay off that debt. This is not slavery. This is indentured servitude, and they're not getting paid enough. Francis should be getting okay. That fight between him and Cyril Gane should have been least. I would say, okay, Francis is a champion. Give the man 2 million. Cyril is the challenger. Give him 1 million. You know, after taxes, you got a good chicken change. They're gonna have like I think Francis is gonna have at least a little over a million, maybe 1 million and a quarter left. Cyril is gonna have maybe a nice chunk of change for him too. Have to pay taxes and the trainers and everything like that. And the thing is, Dana White, he's stingy. And if he's stingy, and we keep talking about how he doesn't need to be sitting over the head of the UFC. And these fighters, they struggle. It's like like I said, I talk about bodybuilding. How bodybuilding is a sport where these competitors don't get paid as much. They make money when they win shows. And even with the women, they still don't make much money compared to the men. And I did an interview with I was watching an interview I did with a guy who I'm talking with. He has a thing coming up in next week. How we talk about how if you compare the Epsilon MMA fighter doesn't make more than a lower like a lower level boxer, a second tier boxer, a top MMA fighter doesn't make as much as second tier boxer. We care like somebody like I'm trying to think of somebody who like what's the one person I'm trying to think of like a Ryan Garcia. He still makes he makes more than like say Conor McGregor.
Because
If
he promotes himself, that's why.
Hmm?
Because he promotes himself.
Mhm.
Ryan Garcia promotes himself, that's why.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing is, being UFC fighters, you're limited. You don't do enough. If you even guys who don't have titles make more money than maybe like okay, you get somebody down on the little down the level, like somebody like you just had Clay Grinda, who just fought yesterday, who's been fighting for years with UFC. I mean, I don't know why he not retire. Even a guy without a belt who hasn't been boxing maybe a good 10 years, maybe I would say 5 or 6 years, still makes more than a guy like Clay Guida. Clay Guida, he's still a carpenter. That's the way he made his money so he can fight.
That's true. Yo, shout out to A App TV. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate that. Hit the like button. Shout out to you. Really appreciate that you coming.
Anyway, like I said, I was watching both the two because like I said again, both on Friday night, on Showtime. I watched some of the prelims. Those pretty good fights. There's some fights that were a little long in the tooth. I think one fight was Bellator was having their little they're having a little tournament where the winner gets $1 million. That's pretty good. It's a good check of change, $1 million. And the one of the fights was that
Hey
was
George, before you continue on that, do the fighters still win their bonus money during that tournament, or is this the whole thing going through with them winning the 1 million?
I think it's the whole thing for the 1 million because it's like Friday night was two wild card fights, and then last night were two fights going into further into the semifinals of the tournament. And one of the guys, it was a Shatsa, he fought against a guy named Archuleta, and this was for the interim bantamweight title. And he was pretty, it was going back and forth. Shatsa, he was doing all right, but Archuleta was doing pretty good. But then around about the second round, if it was the second or third round, Shatsa threw a leg kick and he hits Archuleta right under dome, and he jumped on him, and he was over, because you guess who was refereeing that fight? Mike Beltran. And Mike Beltran, he had a little controversy over his shoulder because people felt like he stopped the fight between Liz Carmouche and Juliana Velasquez early, too soon. But and people saying that Beltran being an ex-Marine, and Liz being a Marine, they say he's doing a Marine. But the thing is, I know people say hesitate, but the thing is, he's looking at even though she didn't look like she was too badly out. But the fact is, she's in a position. She's not defending herself that well. Even if she got her hand out, I'm already hearing some people talk about, oh, she had her hand out. But if she didn't roll or move, or like I said, a fight intelligently, defend yourself intelligently. If she didn't move or maybe pushed, Liz off of her, she didn't have enough time. She didn't. Maybe jumping too soon. But the thing is, referees, a while back, you remember with Herb Dean when Amanda Rebus got knocked out standing by Marina Rodriguez. People say stop too soon, but I don't think Amanda would take another hit if Marina decided to jump on her again. So the thing is, the referee is there to save that fighter from themselves. Especially if we see fights where we see fighters getting their tails pinned at the post, and the corner should protect their fighter instead of the fight with your girl and her girlfriend. How she sat on the bench and she wanted to be done, and the corner kept pushing her. Say, you know what, no. If your fighter told you, "Hey, I want to be done," then you okay. Just throw in the towel. Say, they don't want to let them. Hey, she's done. She's done. Don't push them into it. I think I talked to a lot of fighters about that. Is very toxic. You should protect your fighter. Not for themselves, but there's fighters who go in there and especially if the court person you can't make it. But say, no, I can go on. No, you have to protect that fighter from themselves. That's the thing with the corner. That's the job of the corner.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. That is true. Let me announce it before we continue. Welcome to the Underrated MMA Sports Talk. Now, one and only brother George Reyes and brother Scott, your family, and wherever you at, brother Watcher. I hope that you okay and everything, and other brother Tar Atkins. I hope that you all right. Those two I sent the link out to, so that I thought you don't looks like they gonna have something to say on here. Um.
Yeah,
So what's go
I
ahead, go ahead.
I think Brother Watcher is okay. I just think that he just didn't like the outcome of the boxing fight last night because I was on his stream. I was listening to
Mhm.
his commentary. Very good commentary by him.
Yeah, I
But
listen
he
to
was
it
Excellent,
too.
rooting.
excellent,
Yeah, I
excellent.
listen to it too.
He was
A little
rooting.
bit of.
He was rooting for Dylan White to win that fight. But Tyson Fury once again proved that why he's the best heavyweight right now.
Tyson Fury is built like a old school wrestler.
Uh, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of you. Oh God, I'm tired of hearing his. I'm
Tyson Fury. Yeah,
tired
he's
of hearing this name, man.
talking about licking, and the other stuff, and Tyson Fury, I call him.
Man, I call him wild animal eater, man. I just, just make me sick. He just make me sick.
Because he's a panky. That's what they call gypsies over there in Britain.
So Andre, what fights did you watch?
Well, I watched the ones that y'all was talking about, and it was I could say it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I just but one thing about Saab, but I want to know what's next for her, or is she going to be tired? I don't.
I think she has one more fight left. I'm not sure this fight with Arlene Blanco was her last fight on contract, or she had one more. I know when she was talking, she said she called out Kayla Harrison, hype job Harrison, but she's gonna duck and dodge. Kat Zingano's gonna duck and dodge. One thing was Arlene Blanco, she did pretty good. I didn't think this fight was gonna go the distance like it was. I thought maybe most definitely I felt like after the first time they fought, Arlene got submitted, and I
Yeah.
thought I thought she was gonna get murked. But she put up a good fight. I mean, she took some kicks in the face. Her, like her over right eye, on her left eye, she had a big gash. She posted on follow on IG. She posted that she had got 6 stitches in over her eye. Even showed if they showed the video where they had to inject her with some numbing and then put the stitches in. She took a lot of punishment. One point that Cyborg did knock her down around about the second, third round, and then Cyborg had to get the fence. And Cyborg needed a down opponent. She lost a point for that. How Cyborg is. Sometimes when Cyborg gets in a fight, he has to control herself because sometimes that's how she lost against Amanda Nunes. If she had kept her control and composure, she probably would beat Amanda Nunes longer, and then when she get falling down the round. But Arlene put a good fight. She stepped up where Kat Zingano, she turned tail and ran. With her, there's no point even having a third fight. Not even. I think she's gonna be a gatekeeper. She probably fight maybe. She already fought Leslie Smith. She already fought Sinead Kavanaugh. Maybe her and Kat will fight. Because Kat said she needed one more fight, but what happened was she supposed to fight Pam Bam Sorensen, but Pam Bam had to drop out because of an injury. The girl she fought by name of Dana Silva, she fought against Janae Harding, and she beat Janae Harding. She really beat Janae Harding. I mean, she did a pretty good guard. I don't think she'll fight Silva again. Leah McCourt, she got put out by Sinead Kavanaugh. There's Jessica Baraga. I don't think Jessica's in the wrong weight class. She's been 135. There's Nagara. I forgot her first name. Her name's Nagara. Maybe she'll fight. They'll probably put her against Arlene. Arlene used to be a boxer, and maybe she might go back to boxing. There's less for her to do in MMA. But the sad thing is also she's under Ixa. You know who she's her gym is Jackson Winklejohn.
Yeah, not a good gym. Not a good gym.
Nah, not at all. Not at all.
Oh God.
But she put up a good fight against Cyborg. I think that she she could look back and say that I put up my best despite she lost and everything. And
Right.
I'm not gonna say that she's gonna be a star, but I think that she'd be around. I think she'd be around for a while.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say the thing about moral victory. Moral victory is something you tell the losers. I just say she put up a good performance. I'm not gonna say the word moral victory because it never makes sense to say moral victory. A victory is a victory. Moral.
She did well. She expect. I mean, like she really stepped up and she pushed out. But Cyber, as a champion she is, she did the necessary things now to win. And I think that she shouldn't put her. I mean, it was a loss. A loss is a loss. Let's just be honest. A loss is a loss, no matter what. But if she look back and say that, let's be honest, people, there's gonna be other women gonna look at this. Whoa. Man, I thought she was easy, but now, hey, and then at the same time, she can get some pretty good paydays,
Like I said, it should never go to Bellator. I mean, UFC, because UFC the prejudice about any woman over 40, and Arlene's already 38. She can probably, like I said, there's a Ryzen. She can, fight over there a little bit if she wanted to. There's, I don't think one champion get anything past. Adam past straw weight. She, like I said, she can go back to boxing. Cyborg, there's, like I said, she's thinking about doing boxing because she's friends with Clarissa Shields. I mentioned wrestling. Also, here's one thing, even though it's not as popular as MMA or boxing, it's kickboxing. She has only one woman has the other side of her when she earned her career, she lost, and other than Amanda Nunes. Jarena Jojo Bars has a win over Swiss Cyborg. Maybe she may. Maybe if she can't get her get back with Amanda Nunes, she can get a get back with Jarena Jojo Bars. Maybe they two should fight.
Okay, what you think about that, Scotcha?
About what? Say it again.
What George has said. What George has said
about Jarena Jojo Bars.
To be honest, I really don't know much about her. But to be honest, though, I think it's whatever decision Chris Cyber wants to do. I mean, like I said, I heard her say she wants a super fight in boxing, so she wants to make that big money. So if the opportunity's there, you take it.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like everybody going to boxing now.
Well, as you well know as I do, even though boxing is corrupted, it's twisted. There is more money in it than anything. Boxing has deep pockets. Boxing has more, sponsors, advertisement. People talk about it's controlled by the mob. Not so much as the mob used to be. It's big business that took it over. Remember
Well, you
back in
got to
like
remember though, boxing has been around for almost a year, so
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
that's where all the money is at. So that's
hmm
you have to remember though, MMA has been around for like what,
30
like
years.
yeah, 30 years. So they are getting there, but still, boxing's been around longer, so that's where
Yeah.
most of all the money is at. You know what I mean?
And there's also bare knuckle. That's I don't think Cyber would do that. That's a little too vicious for her. And I don't think bare knuckle has anything past. I watch some bare knuckle fights every now and then. Show them on television. I saw that fight between Bret Hart and Pearl Gonzalez. I think Pearl did a better job. I like Pearl Gonzalez. She does her and they probably might put a fight against her and Rich Ostovich, the battle of the pretty girls. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it, especially both Rachel and and Pearl are very well stacked.
Yeah.
There you go,
Uh,
bring it up again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. There go him again. Oh well, there's anything else we can cover?
But there is a fight card next weekend.
Okay.
I'll be able to watch it, because I ain't going anywhere next weekend. So
You
I'll be able
sure
to
about?
cover it.
Okay,
I'll be
okay.
able to cover it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess next week be 37, right?
Yes,
37.
sir.
Wow, you are I mean you're growing underrated, brother. You're growing. But next weekend I might not be here because next Sunday I got a friend. He's doing a magazine release for a bodybuilding magazine. He invited me to come because we've been talking back and forth. I'm helping him on the side.
Okay.
I introduced some ladies in the bodybuilding world. He's trying to establish himself. It's a great party. It's a great opportunity for me, especially because this is an opportunity I can give it me a lady who I've been quite fond of, and also ladies in the sport of bodybuilding that you know get a chance to actually meet some ladies who are professionals. Ladies, I met a lady a while back who was an amateur competitor. She does wellness. Wellness is not like per se. If wellness is a little bit more a cross between it's more about the bottom half than it is about the top half compared to any other division. And his name is Glenn Young Senior. He has his own company called GPS Photography and Video. It's a great company. He's a cool guy. We've been talking back and forth on social media. I'm got to work on a video for him. Let people know about his upcoming event. And and also, like I said, I'm gonna be there. It's gonna be kind of formal, so I had to go and get myself a nice shirt and get my best pair of pants pressed.
I got you. So you ain't gonna be here next Sunday.
No, no, brother. I mean, I'm sorry.
That's okay, George. We'll adapt. We'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll
We
be
we
fine.
we good. We good. We good.
You'll be good. You'll be good. Yeah. But like I
Okay.
said, let's realize something about this. MMA, like I said, it's still developing, but the problem is the people involved in it are taking so much money out of it and not giving so much back to the athletes. These athletes are taking more risk. Fights, we're getting the fights we want to see in MMA. For a long time, people been wanting to see Joshua versus Wilder. We hadn't got that because the fact was Joshua was apple juice, like I call him. He was ducking, but we did get a fight like what was a good example of that we got Nunez versus Cyborg. We got
Yeah.
Stipe versus Zagano. We got we got the fights we want to see in
Hmm.
MMA. Boxing's not doing that. We're still waiting on people are still waiting on Bud versus Spence. We may not even get that fight. You got Canelo dodging the brothers because he's afraid to get beat. You know you got people doing cherry picking in boxing, and then like what happened with Ponytail Thurman, we got beat by Manny Pacquiao.
Yeah.
It's just that boxing is just, even though it is corrupted and twisted over the years, and a lot of people I used to follow, like with Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson just had a situation a while back. Mayweather, Roy Jones,
Yeah.
Evander Holyfield. So many other guys are gone. But still, I think we're getting what we want to see in MMA. It is, but some things I think if it was in the power of the people, it could be better. Like one thing is, like I said, about UFC, need to develop the 145 division for the women. There are women out there who love the opportunity to step up, and you can't use that excuse that don't want to see big women fight. We don't want to see these big women fight, but you're gonna get,
Yeah.
you get more women when they fight. Like I've seen some fights where women fight with their hearts out, especially last night with Cyborg and Arlene Blanco. I've seen some fights that are better than some men fights. I was watching some men fights were boring as shit, and just I was saying when's it gonna end.
Yeah.
But I've seen some women's fights that just went like toe to toe, blood, blow to blow. I mean, they really put on performance.
Yeah.
But it's all about what you want to see out of the fight. If you're a
Gotcha.
person who just want to see blood and guts, okay, I understand that. But if you're a person who don't like to see skilled fighters use their styles, people talked about how they hated when Sir McMahon used a wrestling skill. She used a skill set. She beat an opponent that people thought it was going to beat her. That's just how it is.
Got you. Okay, that's your last remarks.
It's done for me.
Okay, cool. Last remarks, brother. Gotcha. And then me and them close it out. We're gonna close it out together.
We're gonna close it out. Well, first and foremost, I just say I want to thank you, Underrated, and my brother George Page for a good Sunday talk. Like I said, we did cover some good ground tonight. Also, I want to thank everybody in the chat room. I want to thank everybody who uploaded this video. That's always good. You know what I mean? It shows that you guys are showing support to our MMA talk. And also, I want to say thank you for everybody who is helping to make this channel grow. Like I said, we're gonna try to get back to 1,000 so my brother could be monetized so he can make that money off YouTube. But yeah, like I said, I just want to thank everybody for stopping by in the chat room and liking the video, man. It's always a good appreciated thing that people are doing that. And also, I hope my brother Watcher is okay. I know he's upset about last night's boxing event, but it happens, man. It happens. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Once again, I want to thank the Underrated Darkness and George Page for coming on this Sunday afternoon, man. It's always a pleasure talking to you, brothers. And I'm gonna say this: I'm gonna miss you next week in George Page.
Well, I'm gonna miss you too, James. I'm gonna miss you too.
Don't let it be a habit, George. I'm letting you know right now.
Hey.
One week you come back the following week. You hear me?
I'll try to. If nothing holds me up and nothing has no issues, but like I said again, I do appreciate y'all brothers and your time. I enjoy talking with you. I appreciate anybody who come in here, watch this video, subscribe to my man, the Underrated, comment, like, dislike. What the hell? Like I say, like this is almost like this. Haters, you can hate us, but you know what? We appreciate it because you know why? The only thing you can think about is us, and we don't think about you.
There you go. And I want you to go subscribe to Brother George Page and my brother Gotcha and everything. Let me ask you a question, Brother Gotcha. What system that you have?
PC.
PC what?
Computer.
Yeah, just basic desktop.
Oh, I thought you had a system. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't own systems no more.
Yeah, I need to get myself another desktop. I mean,
could I do that?
Yeah, but you're gonna have to fork over like $800 to $1,000 to play those games. You can't just buy a PC. You're gonna need a strong PC to play these recent games because they getting high definition graphics. So you're gonna need that strong like PC to play these recent games nowadays.
I tell you, I hadn't really played a video game in a long time. I mean, I used to remember when we were kids, we used to play Atari, Sega. We used to do had tournaments where we played Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat, or James Bond. Nowadays stuff is kind of over my head.
Yeah, I got
Well,
you.
like I said, my time's gonna come. My time's gonna come, but I'm trying to enjoy it as much as I can. Probably by the age of 40, I'm gonna probably call it quits on games because that's the old age, you know what I mean? But I'm still young, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to enjoy it as much as possible.
He called 40. Oh wow, he called 40. Oh wow.
I ain't quitting nothing.
Wow, he called 40. Okay, I'm almost close to 50, son. I mean, you can enjoy it as long as you can. Enjoy it as long as you can. Just don't give up because you get to a certain age. There's plenty of people who are over 40 something still doing the things they want to do. Maybe because the fact they enjoy it. If you enjoy it, do what you do. I come in every night and look at your video game
Yeah.
videos every now and then. I drop a like, and, I stay for a little bit because like I said, a lot of stuff is kind of it's over my head. It's just technology has surpassed me. I'm still learning things to do here on internet, and like one thing I would love to do certain things like maybe make music, put music to my videos, stuff like that. How I do my slides. I just need the right equipment to do that. But
Yeah,
it's gonna take me some time to get there.
got you. All right, let me end this. Let you know I'm not. It's gonna be nice and short. Thank y'all so much for continue, and please bring people over here because we do talk MMA, and hope we can get the coach over here, in the near future. So you can have his input. That'd be great. And I did a boxing live earlier. It was fire. I want you to check it out. That was underrated boxing. Underrated boxing talk number 76. I want you to go check it out. A lot of stuff is happening. Let me throw this in before we closed out. There is possible that Furry might be retiring. He might drop the belt because he want to go do other ventures. There are some people think that he's going to fight Francis, and it's a lot of stuff. But I tell y'all, if y'all want to know, y'all gotta check out the boxing live earlier. So on behalf of this channel, the number one grind of real talk, and plus this underrated MMA sports talk number 36. I wish you a great week. Me and Gotcha, hopefully Watch will be back next week. And George, again, we went to a safe venture. And when you come back the following week, give us the up and up what happened and everything. The following week.
I would like to say, brothers, I'll tell you, I'll probably post some pictures on my IG. I also
Okay.
probably he asked me if I could do a live stream. I said, no, I don't know if I can do a live stream. I might try to just record it and make some videos and put them on my channel. So,
Okay.
and this is a great opportunity for me because, like I said, I never, I've done a lot of stuff for bodybuilders. Never been to a show. Never really I have done videos with ladies, but to actually meet some of these ladies in person, this is a great opportunity for me. It's just it's just something that I'm hoping this is gonna be a great time for me, and I'm glad to share with you, my brothers XA, my brother here, the grinder, and also my followers, subscribers too.
Gotcha. Okay. I want to thank y'all again. Again, I wish y'all a great week. And please be safe out there. Take care of yourself. This one is Ghost. Have a blessed night. Peace.
Peace.
Peace and love.